Have you seen those skyscrapers? The really tall ones? The Empire State Building in New York, the Hancock Center, or the Sears Tower? Now imagine being in that skyscraper. But imagine being in that skyscraper about 75 plus years ago when it was still being built. Now imagine sitting on top of maybe, I don't know, the 90th floor, having lunch, looking down in an incomplete skyscraper. Pretty terrifying, isn't it? Well, those kind of jobs aren't easy to do now, and they definitely weren't easy to do back then. And yet, somehow, a very famous picture was taken, turned into a publicity stunt. And that's what we're going to be discussing. About the job, about the publicity stunt, about the unknown people in that picture. Welcome to the Glass Floor. This is a podcast that is very based on connecting the issues of men and women and trying to find a common ground, being very gender neutral. And we are sponsored by NCFM, the National Coalition for Men, which was founded in 1977. The National Coalition for Men is an organization that focuses on fighting discrimination and stereotypes against boys, men, and the families that love them. And they're a nonpartisan, diverse, inclusive group that has been also trying to solve some of these issues. And today, our topic will be focusing on the men below, specifically in the photo that is well known across New York as the lunch on top of the skyscraper.
Skyscraper, that's right.
So this photo has, if you will, it shows 11 men sitting on top of what is believed, a girder. No free lunch.
That's the name of our show today. And it's all based on that famous photograph called Lunch Atop a Skyscraper.
Because no lunch on top of a skyscraper is free.
That's for sure.
Actually, it comes with the cost of your life. So you'll notice in the photo there are 11 men. These 11 men were photographed. Now, everybody has disagreements about this, and this, unfortunately, is the bigger disagreement, is what building they were building, because many people believe it was the Empire State Building that this picture comes from. But regardless, they are building a skyscraper in New York, and they were photographed for a publicity stunt that actually went very well, because now everyone knows this photo. And these 11 men are just sitting there enjoying their lunch, smoking a cigarette.
Not a care in the world.
Not a care in the world. Shirtless, talking.
Yeah.
For those of you who have fear of heights, imagine that's your job.
Yeah.
That is a rough job. What is interesting is only till about, 45 years, some later, maybe a little less.
Somebody finally got curious.
Somebody finally got curious as to who these men were, because when they took this photo, apparently they didn't exactly keep the record of who the guys they photographed were. So because of that started a search for the men in the photo. The men that may or may not have died on this job.
So here's the thing, okay? So here we got these guys here. So what's the image is presented as like they haven't got a care in the world. They're just having lunch, having a good time. They're talking. They're not afraid at all. No fear. They're men. They're men, you see, so they're invulnerable. We don't have to worry about them. We don't have to have empathy toward them. They're men. They're invulnerable. They parade through a patriarchal paradise of male power and privilege. And so, therefore, when it comes to compassion, they just sort of disappear, you see. Now, we're not saying that this is gender reality in its entirety. There is, any feminist will bend your ear at length about all the issues that women faced. So what this is what a gender equalist calls, this is the other half of gender reality.
Mm.
So this is the other half of gender reality. This is the men down beneath the glass floor that are truly at the bottom. They're at the true bottom rung. They are disposable,
Yeah.
in effect. And back to the skyscraper image, they have no harness, they have no net, they have nothing to protect them. It doesn't even occur to those who created this ad campaign to not only just not to protect them, but to even know their names.
Mm-hmm.
They were just,
Or keep records of the workers. That's the other thing. They could have gone that if they kept records of the workers
yeah,
on this project.
I know. But the workers were, in effect, disposable.
Yeah. And as pointed out by many, if you search this up, most of these were immigrants. Polish, Irish, originally, and this is the story of how they end up searching this, is this one gentleman had heard the myth that these were all Irish immigrants originally and decided to look into it, and he found out that some are and some aren't.
Yeah.
And so he was able to find out there were two, at least that he's aware of, Irish immigrants. There's one that's Slavic. There's
Native
a
American.
Native American. So there's a couple different characters up there, and nobody cared to know. And
Nobody cared.
yeah,
That's the thing. So, as always, men more respected but less
that's
loved.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a story about the Native Americans. So it got around that they were fearless. So they were hired to do a lot of this work. And then later they were interviewed and admitted they were terrified. Of course they were terrified.
I mean,
Wouldn't
you're
you
like,
be?
yeah, like 200 feet plus in the air above an entire city. If you fall, that's the end.
That's right. Yeah.
No harness, no safety. No, I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think people on that job back then were allowed insurance. Because I know certain jobs you're not able to get insurance. I
Mhm.
believe this is one of the jobs back then that wasn't
Really?
offered. So if you died, like,
That was it.
that was it.
Wow. So,
I mean, even look, they're promoting them to drink. The guy has a bottle on his hand.
yeah, right. Tough guys. They're tough guys.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to be drunk on a skyscraper.
Not on a girder,
A girder.
just hanging there with your legs hanging over. Wow, that's dangerous. Wind comes by. I don't know. Something happens where the girder tilts for some reason. And it'll just fall off.
It's just.
So this is the other half of gender reality, you see. And this is the half of gender reality that we really don't want to know. It's the half of gender reality that causes us to squirm in our seats a little bit. It's actually the female power, male victimization half of gender reality. The female power is, you say there is no female power present, but actually just the fact that there are no women there
Yeah.
speaks volumes about the power of women. You just wouldn't do this to a woman.
And even now.
Even now, you wouldn't do this to
There
a
are
woman.
women who work here, but they work in that field, but they rarely.
But
There's very few.
Not like that, and
Yeah.
they're not doing the most dangerous jobs. I mean, it's all a matter of degree, of course, but statistically, well, men used to be 16 times as likely to die on a job, and now they're 14 times as likely to die on the job as women are.
Woo, it's gone down too.
Yeah, it's practically even now.
Yeah.
So, so that's the thing, you see. That's the point we're trying to make as gender equalists. We get it that down there below on the street were women that weren't allowed to have a credit card. And this is the other half of gender reality, as I keep saying.
If you do that job, you sure as hell should have a credit card. Just being frankly honest.
Indeed. So what we're saying basically in all of this stuff is that it all balances out between women and men. It always has. And this is the other half, and this is what we don't want to know about.
And it's the part that we don't talk about and we never think about.
That's right.
Your home gets built, but you never think about who built it.
No. No. And your garbage gets taken away, but you don't think about
Who throws it away?
who's doing it.
Yeah.
So, you know, all we really want is for woman and man to just call it even.
Mm.
But that can't happen until this half of gender reality gets entered into the equation. Okay? We can't just simply focus exclusively on the inequalities that women face. We have to also look at the inequalities that men face and always have,
Mm-hmm.
not just in hard hazardous labor, but also in battlefields, prisons, homelessness.
Mines. I know some people are going to say that's outdated, but Aberfan was only what, in the 70s, 80s?
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of degree, but men still do the most dangerous work.
Mm-hmm.
Logging remains an incredibly dangerous thing to do, and it's necessary. Both sexes benefit from the fact that there are men out there cutting down trees to provide timber for building of houses and so on.
Or the drilling of oil in the ocean. Most of those stations are built
Yeah,
by
almost
heavily
entirely
men.
by men. Yeah. So spare a thought. Uh, Men less loved? Well, that's up to us.
Mhm.
Maybe we could spare some love, some empathy toward men.
Consider the person you see every day, and then consider the people you may not be seeing every day.
Yeah.
Consider the things you get to enjoy, but consider the things that took for you to enjoy them. Please think about that very much,
Thank you.
because
Yeah,
that is the most important way to start this process.
that's
So
right.
thank you, and we'll see you next episode.
See you now.
Bye.